I want you guys to start making classy outfits. That's why I keep giving you bangers, like banger tutorials back to back. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to make these classy senator pockets. You can do it on your shirt or on your senator or anything. So before we get into the video, you know what you're supposed to do. All you have to do is just to smash the like button. And when you smash the like button, something like this is going to pop up. You can see it's going to give you like a thumb up for smashing the like button. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video and make sure you subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. You see the pocket we're doing is a very mature and simple pocket. So smash the like button and let's get straight into the tutorial. So here I already cut out my fabric. I just cut an extended fabric that I will be using. This is the back part. Make sure you select you mark the wrong and the right side of your fabric, right? So I already cut out my main pocket. This is the interfacing that I will be using for the pocket itself. It's a collar stay. Some people call it fusing stay or whatever. And this one is going to be a height of 5.5 inches. You can see, and the width is going to be 5 inches, right? That's the total size of the pocket. So at the end part right here, at the end of the pocket, I'm going to just make a simple design like this. I'll just cut it out. Just in case you can't get something as straight as this, I will advise you guys to mark it. So this is what the down part of the pocket is going to look like. You can see that. So right here on the fabric, the very first thing I'm going to do now is here. I'm going to be taking out a pleat, right? You can see what I do. Make sure your pleat is very, very straight. Take your time to make sure this pleat is sharp, right? So the pleat is going to be like at the top of the pocket itself. I believe you have seen this in the introduction part. So here I'm going to iron it. You see what the pleats look like? You can see that. So I'm going to take 3 of this pleats. So make sure you give it a good ironing. I'm going to take 3 of these pleats and make sure they are underneath one another, right? They have to be under one another, like they have to layer very well so that they are going to hide our design. That's the major reason why we're doing the pleat. You can see that. So take your time and give it a good ironing. Make sure that is straight. See that. See that. Take your time. Make sure the pleats are very relaxed. And I'm going to take another one. Make sure the same size. You're taking the same size of all of the pleats. You took out the same size in the center. You're taking out the same size at the other side also. Just make sure your pleat is as straight as possible. See what I'm doing? This part. You can see that. Iron it down. Iron it down. See that? Take your time. Make sure what you're doing is straight. That's just important. I want to show you guys the process. I don't want to like jump and cut. I want you guys to see everything that I'll be doing here. So this is what you're going to be having. You see what I'm having in my hand. This is what you're going to be having. This is what the pleat is going to look like. You see that? So this is where our design is going to be. It's going to go underneath that place. So now the next thing I'm going to do now, you don't have to add anything to the fabric itself. Just your main interfacing, right? That we already cut out in the shape of our pocket. Just like this, you're going to put it at the center part. So both sides, make sure you're using the gum part of the interfacing. So make sure both sides of the pleat and the other side here at the pocket area, make sure they are of the same size. From here to this place is 1.5 inches. Okay, 1/4. You can see that. And here also, make sure it is 1/4 so that the pleat is not going to like bend, right? So that the pleat is not going to bend at all. So iron it. Make sure it's firm to the fabric. So after ironing it, this is what you're going to be having. You can see that. Iron it very well. So this is what the front part is going to look like. You can see. In case you're having any ruffle, also iron the front panel. Iron it very well. You see what I'm having? See that? Make sure those edges are sharp. You can see. So the next thing you're going to do now is to simply fold your pocket. Fold it all around. Then we can cut what we're going to be putting under for the design. For the hook design that we go down, right? So fold all of the pocket itself and make sure they're straight. So after folding the pocket, this is what you're going to be having. You can see how smooth and how nice the pocket is looking, right? It's a very nice design, right? So the next thing we're going to do now is to cut out our fabric. So I cut a straight pieces, just cut a straight fabric. So I have this at a length of 18 inches. So depending on the length in which you want, you'll be the one to decide that, and make sure you're working with the wrong and the right side of your fabric. So after getting that, the thing we're going to do now is to fold it just like you want to fold your neck piping, right? Just like you want to fold a neck pipe, right? See this? Fold the edge. You're going to fold the first edge. You can see that. Take your time and make sure the edge is sharp, because whatsoever you're stitching on that edge will actually reflect outside of the pocket, and the design of the pocket is exactly what people are going to be looking at. So you have to take your time to make sure everything is in accord, because that is what you're showing off. The main outfit itself is just a normal main outfit. If the person that has the outfit has a good body, people will notice it. But outside of the fact that if the person don't have a good body structure, what people are going to pay attention to is the detailing, which is the design on the outfit itself. That's what is going to call attention. So now all you have to do is to make sure you're doing something as mature and classy as possible. So whatsoever you fold here is going to reflect in the front. So take your time to fold this. You see what I'm doing? So after folding it, I'm going to stitch this side. That side, just like a normal normal piping of the neck, I'll stitch one side and I'm going to leave the other side. So you can see what I have. I only stitch one side. So the next thing I'm going to do now is here. I'm going to put, let me cut out this excess here. Okay. So I'm going to put one at the top, just like here. Make sure you're putting it at the center part of your pocket. You can see that. And I'm going to put the second one at the second pleat, right? So on that one, I'm going to stitch it to the fabric. And the second one, I'm going to put at the second part, or whichever one you want, maybe in the middle, in the last part. Just do any design you want. But I'm going to put this at the second part. But the last part is not too bad also, regardless. So you're going to like stitch it from inside. You're going to stitch it. So now, before you stitch it, the first thing you're going to do now is here. I'm going to place this just like this. You can see that. And I'm going to take it back inside. So I'm going to have one side looking like this. And the second side also, I'm going to put this inside. See that? I'm going to place it and still return it back. Just like this. So you see what I have? So you see that? So the next thing, I'm going to simply go ahead and stitch this, then we can stitch this to our fabric and align all of the hook. I'm going to align the hook to where they're going to be, then we can stitch it to our bodice itself. So you see what I have? This one is going to go down, you can see, and make sure they are very, very close to one another. They have to like close very, very well. They have to be closer to one another very, very well. That's very important. This one has to be above. The ring has to be at the top of the fabric itself. So make sure you're paying attention to that. So I'm going to stitch one and close it at the end. I'm going to simply stitch the down part and simply square that edge. So I believe you guys see what I'm doing. So I'll take this to the sewing machine now and do this and show you guys what that is going to look like. And after, we are going to simply attach it to our fabric itself. Right. So I already stitched this. I stitched the inside. You see that? So now this is like fixed to the pocket itself. And on our fabric, this is just my main fabric. This is just my main cloth itself. You can see what I have. Those the placket, just a plain placket, and it looks like this. I'm here to iron this actually, so don't mind my work. I'll still take my time to give it a good ironing and make sure everything is sharp. So now I'm just going to fix the pocket. So in order to fix the pocket, I need to get the spacing and the center part of where I want the pocket to be. So from my shoulder, I'm going to measure it. From my shoulder, I'm going to measure 10.5 inches. 10.5 inches, and I'm going to place the pocket at that 10.5 inches. You can see that. So from the center part of my placket, I'm going to leave it at 2 1/4. 2 1/4 is okay for me, I think. Maximum of 2.5 inches, depending on the person's chest. 2.5 inches, 2 1/4, or 2 inches maximum. So that's how it's going to be. So you see what I have. So now all you have to do is just tack your pocket with your pin, right? I wanted to say needle. Tack it with your pins and simply take it to the sewing machine and stitch it. So now I'm going to stitch this. I'm going to stitch the design itself, that our rope. I'm going to stitch it all the way from the top to where the first string starts, and I'm going to stitch it also. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to stitch it from that top part, from that top all the way down to where this thing stopped, and I'm going to lock it there, and I'm going to simply stitch it the second one also. I'm going to stitch only the sides that there's no stitch, because there's a stitch at the center part already. So I'm going to lock that one also. So at the down part, I'm going to stitch from that side. Let me show you guys from this side here that doesn't have a hook. I'll stitch it all the way from the down back to the top, then lock it. Then it is finished. Let me take this to the sewing machine and show you guys the final result. So this is what we're going to be having. So you see what I have. I stitch it from here and stop my stitch here. You see that? And I stitch it from here also and stop the center part is just like that. You can stitch it or you can leave it. So I'll stop my stitch here also. So from here I stitch it all the way, then I cut out my angle and I lock it. So this is what the final result of our design is going to look like. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash the like button if you have not yet do that. Why would you not smash the like button? And that is about all of the design. So smash the like button, just smash it, or just destroy it and break it and just throw it away. Or just smash your phone. I don't know. So I have some video on the screen right now that you guys can check up on how to make some other senator placket design. So I'll see you on another video.